Hey Rock Church, happy Wednesday. My name is Jay. I'm the Hamden campus pastor here at the Rock Church. We started this, we're calling it a mini social media devotional series, talking about how it is Easter week and everybody is busy preparing for Easter Sunday. And that led us to John's gospel. We looked in John chapter 3 and we saw where John the Baptist was talking to his disciples. And his disciples were actually complaining to him, saying that people were going to Jesus instead of coming to John the Baptist and his disciples. And I love John the Baptist's response. I read it yesterday, but I'm going to read it again if you just want to listen. John replied, "No one can receive anything unless God gives it from heaven. You yourselves know how plainly I told you, I am not the Messiah. I am only here to prepare the way for Him." We said yesterday how John's entire ministry was to prepare people for Jesus. And he told his own disciples, listen, I couldn't have said it any clearer. I'm not the Messiah. What we're doing here was just preparing the way for Jesus. But when Jesus himself came, John's very own disciples missed it altogether. And we said, church, we don't want that to be us. We don't want to be so busy preparing for Easter that we miss Jesus altogether. So yesterday we talked about how can we help our neighbors, our co-workers, our family and friends, how can we help them prepare for Easter? Today we're going to talk about how can we help us, our church, prepare for Easter? How can I help my church prepare for Easter Sunday? Because let's be real, y'all. Not just at the Rock Church, but at churches everywhere, there is a lot of activity as people are getting ready for Easter Sunday. And I actually, growing up in church, I made a list here. I'm going to read you a couple of the things that we've either done or I've experienced growing up in church. One of them is that annual Easter egg hunt that happens every year at church. Or how about you're practicing and then performing the Easter special or the Easter play? How about Good Friday services? Or even pulling the kids ministry together to watch a good old Easter movie. By the way, Veggie Tales, a very veggie Easter. What? Come on, son, y'all don't even know. Anyways, but we were talking about how there's so much activity as we prepare for Easter Sunday. But church, we don't want to just prepare for a service. We want to prepare for a person, Jesus Christ himself. And how do we as a church prepare ourselves for Jesus for Easter Sunday? And I think the best way to drive this point home is actually to read all of John the Baptist's discussion with his disciples, where he was resetting their expectations and their perspective. So I'm going to read this entire conversation. It's just about 3 verses. And tell me if you can't hear the theme here that John's trying to teach for how to help them prepare for Jesus. John said, "No one can receive anything unless God gives it from heaven." He says, "You yourselves know how plainly I told you, I am not the Messiah. I am only here to prepare for Him." He said, "It's the bridegroom who marries the bride." He said, "The bridegroom's friend is just glad to stand with him and hear the vows." He says, "Therefore, I am filled with joy at Jesus' success." And here's the verse that most of us know. John says, "He must become greater and greater. I must become less and less." What's the perspective John's trying to teach his disciples here to prepare for Jesus? It's one word. It's humility. Church, as we're busy preparing for Easter, let's not let it be about me hitting the perfect note when I'm singing that song. Let's let it be about Jesus. Let's not let it be about me and the way that I'm serving. Let everything that we do be about Jesus. To humbly say, what did John say? We can't receive anything unless God gives it. So for us to humbly come together as the church and say everything we have here is from God. So everything we have here this Easter, we're going to give it back to Him. Let all of the focus, all of the attention be on Jesus himself. It makes me think of our church's really vision, our theme for this year, which is less is more. Less of me, God, more of you this Easter. Church, I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow as we continue to prepare for Easter.